Marston's Domain.
Hey everyone, Marson here. And the Nintendo World Championships, it was something. I have a feeling it's not what everyone was expecting, and I don't want to sound really negative, but I'm gonna be honest, I really did not enjoy it that much. I'm not gonna say that it was a horrible event, or that it was a waste of time, but when they first brought the Nintendo World Championships back in 2015, not only was I excited to watch it, but I was pleased with what I saw. I actually genuinely enjoyed it, and it was really, really exciting. This one, however, I really feel like was just not the same. And I know the main thing everyone's probably going to think that I'm going to go on and on about, which I'm not, is the fact that Smash Bros. Was not announced at this tournament. It was something that I personally thought could have happened. It's something that some people also thought could happen. I'm not completely shocked that it didn't happen. And I'll be honest, when I started watching it and saw the setup and everything, it didn't feel as big of an event as the one in 2015 did. And I was already getting the feeling that we weren't really going to get any announcements, to be honest. I don't know if that's just me not remembering the 2015 one enough, but the 2015 one really felt like a big event. I just remember everything about it feeling amazing. And the biggest thing with that was I remember when they showed Mario Maker, because we had all known about Mario Maker at the time, and it seemed pretty underwhelming. And at the Nintendo World Championships, they were like, now it's Super Mario Maker. And they showed off all this crazy stuff you could do, and it was really cool to watch. And I think that alone sold a lot of people on that game. So it made the event worth it. It promoted games that needed promotion. This tournament didn't really promote anything that needed promotion. And the tournament itself wasn't really that enjoyable for me. Some parts were really cool. It was neat seeing people actually know how to do the home run contest in Smash Bros. For Wii U. But that's also another thing too that I didn't understand was they showed off a lot of games that they're not going to even make profit off of anymore. Super Smash Bros. For Wii U is on a console that's now officially dead. Miiverse is going away on it. Even with the console itself, it's ended production, as far as I know, and they're not going to make any more profit off of it. So I'm just really confused as to why they kept showing Smash for Wii U. They did it at least twice, from what I remember. They did the home run contest, and they did the 8-player Smash thing, which the 8-player Smash thing was just a waste of time. I don't know how anyone was supposed to actually pay attention to what was going on. Because for me, I was rooting for John Numbers and 360 Chrism, which they kept saying Chris M, but I'm pretty positive it's Chrism, because even his logo is like a prism thing. But if I'm wrong, you can correct me. I watch him and I'm pretty sure it's Chrism. Regardless, it was really hard to pay attention to who was doing what, because they decided to, not only did they decide to do 8-player Smash, which they had items on, okay, whatever, I understand not every single Smash Bros. Player is a competitive player, I get it, but at the same time, they did it with scores, not stocks. So you actually couldn't pay attention to who was winning. You had no idea. There was no way to know. There was no numbers. When they could have just done stocks, and you could have seen, like, okay, this person has 10 stocks left. This person has 7 stocks left. Like, you could have actually paid attention, and it would have gotten crazy when it got down to the wire where there was only, like, 2 people left. It would have been really fun to watch. But instead, they did 8-player Smash with scores, so you had no idea who was winning. And, I mean, yeah, you could pay attention to some degree. Like, I mean, I had guessed who I thought was going to win because they seemed like they knew what they were doing. But you didn't really know who had what score. And then when they did the Splatoon thing, that really showcased that that game is going to be hard to convince the esports community that this is a game that can fit alongside all the other shooters. Because watching it, that was the first time I ever watched like a quote-unquote esports version of Splatoon with the spectator mode. And for me personally, I did not really enjoy it. It was somewhat enjoyable when they would actually zoom in on a person, which I understand that too. I understand that someone else would probably be better with the spectator mode, but that's just it. I mean, you gotta have someone that's actually doing the spectator mode to even do this. I'm sure there is some sort of automatic thing that it has, but regardless, when they were zoomed out, it was like, okay, what's even happening? Like, I mean, I know Splatoon enough to like know what's happening, I guess, but it was still really hard to follow. I didn't really understand like what the point of zooming out like that was. I want to see people shooting ink and hitting other people with the ink. I don't want to see this zoomed out thing where it's like you're looking at ants like shooting little color splots at people. Like what I don't know. I understand that Nintendo is a company that caters to a wide audience. I understand that. So not everything is going to be super competitive. But when you're at a tournament, you think that they would have it set up a little bit more to cater towards the competitive side of things, which is where I was very, very confused because it didn't seem like they were doing that at all. There were some highlights, though. The whole thing wasn't just horrible or anything. I loved watching the Donkey Kong Country Returns segment. That was awesome. And it was satisfying for me because I grew up playing all the Donkey Kong Country games. And Returns was not this really easy game. So it was nice to see people actually like playing a game where they couldn't just pick it up and just destroy it. Like they were all pretty much having trouble with it. That was fun to watch. And it was fun to see people actually like adapt and learn like, okay, I got to do this instead of that and starting to be able to like go further. That was really fun to watch. The Mario Party 2 segment was really, really fun to watch. I thought that was really cool that they decided to do that. They didn't use Mario Party 10 or any of these new Mario Parties. They used Mario Party 2, and it was fun to watch. I'm really happy that they did that. And then the ending was also fun. I would say that more towards the end, the tournament was much more enjoyable to watch because the Mario Odyssey segment was fun to watch. The Mario Maker segment was fun to watch. It was really fun watching that Mario Game Boy game with the Mario vs. Luigi thing. That was really cool. I didn't even know that that game existed. I didn't know that that was even an option you could do. That was really cool to see. But at the same time, it also begs the question, what did that do for Nintendo? That's what I'm curious about, because no matter what you look at or how you look at things, Nintendo is a business. So they're going to do things that help them as a business. I'm not sure what this tournament did for them. And the viewer count was pretty low. I was shocked. On Twitch, I think it maxed out at like 15K. And I think on YouTube, it was around like 25K. That's not a lot of viewers, especially not for something with Nintendo. So with the lack of announcements, the lack of new games that we didn't know of, or games that would really promote the Switch itself, I'm just really confused as to what this was supposed to do. And I feel like they're not going to do this again. The viewership was not that good. I'm sure it cost Nintendo quite a bit of money to even do any of this. They had the qualifying rounds, and then they had this big tournament they had to set up. So I don't know. I think that they're not going to do this again. I could be wrong. Also, what was up with the ARMS thing? They randomly were just like, oh, by the way, there's a trailer, but that'll be released later after the tournament. Like, what? What was up with that? Why didn't they just show the trailer during the tournament? Like, that would have made more sense to do. Like, everything about this just made no sense to me. And if Nintendo really just wanted to do this just to be like, hey, we're Nintendo and this should be fun, then you know what? Cool. That was cool. But I gotta be honest, I probably won't watch the next one. I think this one was very underwhelming. And I think there's things that they really could improve on to make this actually exciting to watch again. And also, I really do want to bring up the fact that they got to stop pushing ARMS with the motion controls. Let them use regular controllers. That was the worst display of ARMS I've ever seen. Because ARMS is a game that a lot of people still aren't convinced on that it's fun. I enjoy ARMS a lot, and it does have a lot of depth. A lot of people don't believe that. And if you watch that tournament, you would be like, wow, this game sucks. So really hope that they stop pushing the Joy-Cons and all this stuff. Let them use Pro Controllers. Actually show that the game is fun. Actually show that the game is not impossible to play. And yeah, I don't know. I just feel like Nintendo's marketing approach with ARMS is just bad. So that's all I have to say about this. Again, I'm not trying to be crazy negative, but this tournament was definitely underwhelming compared to the last one. So that's all I have to say about this. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about all this. Did you enjoy the tournament? Do you think it was kind of underwhelming like I did? Let me know in the comment section below, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care, everyone.